known fact, right, that all the governments are the ones ruling each country, right? Well, if Area 51 is not government owned and operated, then who would the governments leave room for and have access to sky area for flying and testing crafts? I have one UFO video that I got. Horrible, jumpy, up and down, left and right. I was placing my telescope. But this was a flyby. And there's a round circle around the dark object. It's not much, guys, but it is a craft. It's a UFO. It's what they look like. They're black dots. And you do know in the shade and the dark on the moon, they can very, very easily hide there. And I see some. But it's proving that they are crafts, of course. They look like black dots, right? But very symmetrical black dots. It is pushing air. It is displacing air as it is going by. I don't need a science degree to know that. And I can see it. And it's massive, okay? Think of it. The structures under that, there's maybe 20, 30 structures that can be seen under that craft, okay? And we're looking at the craft that's over top of Mare Serenitatis and Sinus Iridum flying by, guys. Well, I'd love to dazzle you all, but it's a virtual UFO. It's an unidentified flying object. It's what NASA has posted also. But let's go see in detail now. I took the light away out of the background, and I want you to see those different wavelengths that are around this darn craft. Now, the center is very spherical, round, but you see edges like wings come out, and here is a bit more color to add the contrast. The craft is in the center there, like an eye, sort of shaped like an egg, if you want. Maybe even triangular points, I'm not sure. But you could see the light there, some of the light there. So, UFO propulsion, right? Energy generation. Gravitomagnetism, gravito-electromagnetism. Experiments with rotating superconductors, fluid toroidal mass undergoing rotation, superfluids, ferrofluid centrifuge, vortex is plasma, pulsed EM propulsion, zero point energy, dark energy, Casimir forces. Oh, it doesn't stop. Every time I try to look something up, it just gets more and more in detail, but it's very interesting. And we're seeing the gravitational waves around this craft. An artificial gravity field, they say that, and there's no hardware for this, right? UFOs maybe can create their own artificial gravitational force field around its own craft to manipulate the curvature of the fabric of space and time, much as we produce magnetism with electric currents. Um, yeah, there's no book out there explaining how they work. It's like a force field, right? It's glowing luminescence in various colors around UFOs. This is proven, guys, and I have the photo here. Okay. Apparently, the shape depends on UFO shapes as well as its current maneuver. So the UFO outline as seen by an observer can change. So its shape would change. So by me capturing it as I did, I caught it the shape it was as it was moving and displacing space and time. Hard to comprehend, but it's the easiest way I can explain it. It's a known fact that in research they say that the crafts change colors and also bend and change shapes as they are maneuvering through the sky. But now, which crafts are we talking about? Which type of crafts are we talking about? I was able to get the sphere. Look closely, we'll go see the sphere up close, and with all this gravitational force field around the craft as it's zooming by, look inside. We can see the actual black sphere that's hovering or emanating this black light. I don't know if you understand what I mean by black light. It's a glowing darkness. Are you ready for it? It's an operational dark matter craft. Dark matter craft. Can you imagine that? All the photos and videos on my entire channel are all from my work and my material. I've gotten them myself. Now here, Aristarchus crater. It's not a crater. Look at the white light. That's where they say the crater is. We're going to take that light off because I keep seeing these purple and green specks inside of it, and I want to know what they are. Well, I was lucky enough to find some objects in Aristarchus crater. You can see the S shape at the bottom here. We're going to zoom up, and you can see other hotspots here on the terrain. That you can see other um, shapes, anomalies, whether they be structures, but they are lit up. And you see that tower with the light on it over top center, middle top. You can see it standing up there. It's red as we're zooming into it. You will see that's where there's always two or three, maybe sometimes four, or one massive symmetrical light. It's hard to tell, but you can see it there. We're going to zoom in very close to Aristarchus crater to show you why we're getting light. It's not what's inside of the crater, it's what's around the crater. This force field or magnetic, whatever, or emanating light. You see the trail of blue, the yellow over top, combined together. This is a, a huge, huge quantity of light that's emanating from the surface of Aristarchus crater. And look inside, you see these round spherical circles, massive lights inside objects that are lit up, along with these other tunneling lit surfaces around it. This is where I found that supposed Apollo 20 momentary spaceship that's circulating on the internet. This is my version, I guess. This is what I caught, whether it be a ship or not. The surface is absolutely amazing. Look at the dome to the right there. Is it another craft? We're not used to looking for uneven shapes. We're looking for always for symmetrical shapes. Now, look at the surface, guys. Look at the light on the surface. Each and every light that you see, even all over that supposed ship or craft, whether these be crystallized objects or structures, they're lit. They have a very bright light. And look at that craft that I said before to the right. Look at the outlining of it, the structures. They're structures, definitely structures, and they're all interconnected. This is all over the surface of the moon. Now, if these were spacecrafts, well, they'd be very hard to detect now, wouldn't they? This is just an amazing area. That biggest round spherical white circle that you see in the center there is ever so bright every time I go and see it. To the right, you just missed it. I'm sure I have to rewind it. These are 5 frame shots of the flyby I got in my blurry video. Frame 2. This is in motion, by the way. The craft was not stopped. It's coincidental that it looks stopped. I actually got a ring around it in the last frame. Frame 3. You see it advancing right over sinus iridum that's underneath and over Mare Serenitatis, and the structures at the back that I've been focusing on all month. And there it is going by. Different shapes every frame, of course. It was blurry on top of my telescope jumping up and down. But I just wanted to share that with you. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Thanks for sharing, getting the message out, and for you yourselves taking the time and showing some interest in my research. Thanks a lot.